All right, so today is Saturday, April 6th. What would this be? I guess this would be the 37th day of my detox. Um, I like to think of it as cumulative rather than a different month or the detox being ended or whatever, but I think part of that is because a lot of the same habits that have changed are continuing, and so it's all kind of resulted from the time off the changes I made in March, anyways. So over the last week, I guess a couple things have stuck. Number one, I'm still not spending money on at major coffee chains. The only exception is a couple times I've gone into Starbucks and I've just gotten like a short pike, which is about the same cost as going to Tim Hortons, going to McDonald's, whatever it may be, and nothing else. Right, and a few times people have bought me coffee. Sometimes I've made my own. Sometimes I've had tea. Go to the casino last night, free coffee there. So these are just things. My mind is now acutely aware of how much money I spend, and I'm constantly second guessing myself when I want to spend on coffee, and that's a good thing. And that's exactly one of the changes I needed to make, because before it was basically autopilot where I get coffee first thing in the morning, 8 a.m. I go to Starbucks, I got coffee and a treat. Later, near the end of work, maybe another one, or just after work, sometimes even a fourth or fifth one, or whatever it may be. And it just became, that's where I go, right? That's what I do. And so now it's like, do I need that? Okay, maybe I do. Is there anything gonna be happening where I can just not do that, right? So for example, when I was done work on Wednesday, I went and I was going to stop and get coffee as well, and so I was going to stop, but I managed to kind of, as I'm driving away, I just, okay, well, is there anything else I could do? Turns out I just ended up just going home and making coffee there. So I think just having it in the back of my mind to make that switch, and that's the hardest freaking thing. That really is just to make that where it goes from something automatic to something you pause and think about. And so I'm really happy with that. And so if nothing else changes about what I'm doing, that's a good thing, because that means, number one, I'm not having the treats with it. So the amount of carbs I've eaten has gone way down, and it stayed down. And I've weighed myself the other day. I'm down 10 pounds from March 1st. So, and that's a good thing, right? I just, little things, like I'm feeling a little bit better. A lot of the aches and pains aren't always there. Sometimes I don't get as good sleep, but generally it's better. So there's that. And then again, because of all that, I've started budgeting. We're going to be moving at the end of this month and into a more expensive place, and we can still do that. And as I budget going forward, I can still see we have a fair amount of money, and that's basically because we can put those towards other things, but that's basically because I'm not having to set aside $300, $400, whatever it may be, for treats and food and all that kind of stuff. So that really feels good. The coffee itself, as I said, I think the reality is I'm probably going to get back up to where I was before, but it'll be, so today was a good example. I went to Starbucks, paid $2.05 for my coffee in my own personal cup. Always ask for a short. Sometimes they give you more. Life is good. And go get a refill, right? So right away there's 2 cups. Because I'm not having the carbs, I haven't had breakfast yet, but I'm not feeling that hungry either. So I know I'll probably eat a couple hours, but it's not the urge, right? So So it really helps that I'm not having the urge to go, because sometimes when I have the urge to go and I look at what I have for lunch, it's not that appealing sometimes. Maybe I've had it a few days in a row, so I'll just go get a muffin, and of course you get a coffee with that, and then you're hungry another hour after that, or 2 hours after that. So these are good things, and it's going to take every day, but every day I do this, it does become more of a, this is what I normally do versus this is the exception. And so that feels really good. So that's April 6th for me. We'll see. I've got another week and a half of work, and then I have about 10 days off. So we'll see. That'll be kind of a bigger thing. The cadence, the normal pattern of the workday allows me to sort of build in some of these habits a little bit better. And I have been working a lot lately. So we'll see how it is when I have a bunch of time off. Sometimes that's where I slip because there's more time in my hands. What do I do with it all? But hopefully by that time, I'll be, about 50 days in to this change, and hopefully that'll help, right? There's lots of work to be done, planning for moving and all that, but anyways, so we'll leave it at that.